All right. Okay, I think I'm good.
You got it?
Yeah, I think I got it. If I haven't got it, what do I got? I don't know. Someone answer that for me. Answer me. Anyway.
I don't know.
Wait, we've already gone off the rails. So someone explain to me, what the hell is happening in WWE? I get it. We have voodoo. We have madness. We have vengeance. We have chaos and anger. But seriously? Hell in a Cell as their summer start? But I digress and talk about a short pay-per-view. Yeah. Hello, everybody who watches this live or on demand. Welcome once again to another NoDQGalaxy predictions panel. My name is Noah Foster, and I'm just a simple man of NoDQ. And with me once again is the NoDQGalaxy crew. Shout out to Chris Rotz, who couldn't be here, of course. He is on assignment. Just kidding. He is, of course, dealing with work. My respect to you, brother. But he also is number 2 ranked in the NoDQGalaxy Predictions League, which all newcomers and all current participants continue to look forward to participating in that. The form will be out following the conclusion of this video. Shout out real quick to the Cleaver, Con Andrew. Con, I hope you, your family, and your health are doing okay. Give that channel a subscribe, folks. With that being said, I'm jabbing on enough. So let's go ahead and introduce you, of course, to those who are new, to the rest of the crew. First off, the leader of Meltdown 316. He'll tell you what that's all about. Good-hearted man and a Skyrim player for you gamers out there. It's Jeff Chadwick. Jeff, how are you?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm doing well. It's been a chaotic week, to say the least, not just in WWE for multiple reasons, but also work was just oofa-magoofa, 50 calls. Dang gum. I feel like I've stared at enough screens and sound like an automated robot for a month. But I digress. With that being said, you guys know what's up down here. He is, of course, the all-elite hitman, leader, founder, creator of Team All Elite, Team WWE, Team NWA, Team NJPW, and I believe Team Impact Wrestling as well. He is an all-round, pure-hearted wrestling fan like me, who watches all things wrestling. It's, of course, my brother, Mark the Griff Reviews. Mark, how are you?
Well, I'm doing good. Hey, guys, do I got the month right? Are we in July? Are we in June? What month are we
in?
June.
June.
Okay.
Last I speak.
Oh, okay. So it's not October then, right?
No, it's not.
I'd have my jacket on if it was.
Exactly. No, it's a Hell in the Cell season, guys, and most of the time that's around October, around Halloween. But we get it in the summer this time, so I think this might have been for a reason. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens Sunday, but I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Well, considering that this, gentleman, it looks like we're finally at the end of the pandemic / Thunderdome era of the WWE. Talk about a way to go out. But with that being said, this is definitely an out-of-nowhere choice for WWE ahead of their live touring schedule, and I'm still confused. But hey, summer's ahead. We got sun, we got sweat, we got red crates of hate without milk. Let's go ahead and talk about this show. So, again, as of right now, as we talk, literally mere hours before SmackDown, and we're definitely going to talk about that as our main event, it's 5:27 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday. Let's kick this conversation off. So let's go ahead and talk about really what was the first match to come for the longest time we've been waiting for out of this filler pay-per-view / match to be expected. The Raw Women's Championship will be defended by the current champion, the Nightmare, Rhea Ripley, taking on the Queen herself, Charlotte Flair. This is the impending one-on-one that Rhea Ripley has been begging for, and many people believe, due to the WWE system, well, Rhea was a nice run while it lasted. Now, we've kind of seen how Nikki Cross has kind of come into play as far as mind games, getting under the challenger's skin, and Rhea Ripley right now basically having more of a, I would say, an egotistical edge over all this. These beat the clock challenges and these segments in the ring, although I wouldn't mind seeing Nikki Cross more towards this title picture, but I digress. That being said, this is weird because you think about when Rhea, Bianca, and Raquel came together, those 3 juggernauts of women's wrestling in WWE with their titles. That had to be an usher in for something long term, in my opinion. So personally, I'm keeping this simple. I think somehow, call me crazy, because again, logic, what is that? I think Rhea Ripley needs to retain. So I'm going to say she's going to, one way or another. I mean, you gotta eventually have somebody seem human enough to level with Charlotte Flair. You can't build a company around one person, no matter how hard you try and how much you want to, because that deflates your product and that deflates the actual, I would think, respect and expectations for us as fans of the rest of the locker room and the talent. So for personal reasons, and I know this might screw me, I want Rhea Ripley to retain. Mark, your thoughts on this match. Who do you got? This is weird.
My thoughts have actually changed. My opinion's changed since last pay-per-view, since the last time we talked, because I was going to go forth with Ripley losing to Charlotte again, and the storyline going forward would be that Charlotte was just, and that was going to be the story. But now that it's getting to SummerSlam, I'm predicting a Ripley program. So in order to happen, I think Charlotte's Raw Championship Money in the Bank. But for right now, I think Ripley retains here, and then I think eventually, but then maybe it might be the Raw after. I think Lynch is coming back for that title.
We all want Becky Lynch to come back so badly, and you know I want to see that one-on-one. So I love that expectation. So I like the fact you took it a different way, but you're also thinking that Rhea Ripley needs to retain too. So you're going with that. Respect. Because I did get that, despite the fact there were times you were kind of sounding auto-tune like a robot. But again, people, technical difficulties. What do you do? I still heard him loud and clear. Jeff, your thoughts on this? I mean, Charlotte Flair, she seems to be that one that nobody wants to see on top, but she's also that one that basically says, you don't want me on top? Too bad. Find somebody that could outwork me. Do you think the Queen's going to regain her crown for, what the heck is it now? 11, 12, 13? I've lost count.
I think this would be 13 if she wins it. But you remember when Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair faced off at WrestleMania, right? Charlotte Flair won the NXT title. I don't see a repeat in this. I see Rhea Ripley gaining revenge on that loss against Charlotte Flair. So I see Rhea taking the W on Sunday.
All right. So, again, we all believe that the nightmare should continue to reign, despite people believing in WWE logic. And I'm curious what the NoDQ Galaxy will think. And again, NoDQ Galaxy, stay tuned for the forum following this video on my Twitter. With that being said, let's move on to the next match, which ironically, out of these 4 matches known for the pay-per-view, 3 of the 4 are women contests. That's got to count for something. But what in the holy hell am I going to expect from this? Is Shayna Baszler, former MMA fighter, current WWE superstar, former NXT champion, now turning into horror movie actress? Because we are getting Shayna Baszler versus Alexa Bliss. Why do I feel like a doll's going to show up here? What the hell is this? I've been confused with this since the get-go, and not just because Reginald literally beat Shayna Baszler on Monday Night Raw. That being said, you got to remember, WWE is not just about the wrestling. They're about their aspect, keyword their aspect of entertainment. And apparently, they want to go into the horror supernatural genre. As if it wasn't weird enough with the zombies the last pay-per-view. Don't get me started on that. That being said, Alexa Bliss has been one of those that has constantly been able to be part of Monday Night Raw through her character, not for her in-ring ability. She's been guiding focus to herself and conveying an story of her own kind with this consume fiend type character and a possessed doll. Something weirder than Annabelle from The Conjuring. With that being said, I'm not sure what to think right now on this. And as of right now, it's not even any stipulations, not known to be cinematic. We have no idea what to expect, not even Hell in a Cell. Jeff, your thoughts on this match? I'm starting off with you. What do you expect to happen?
Well, mayhem. Absolute freaking mayhem. I personally, I was really liking the storyline between Baszler and Bliss. I like the whole, the whole way the way they were going with this, with the horror movie kind of scenario. I thought it was great. The fact that she's there, she's in this side room, thinks she's fine. She looks in the mirror, there's the doll. She turns around, it's gone. And I'm like, dude, this is awesome. But anyway, I've got Bliss taking this one because honestly, it's kind of like a 2-on-1. You got Bliss and what was her name again?
Lily.
Yeah, well, Lily. That's it. You got Bliss and Lily taking on Baszler, so it's going to be a 2-on-1 either way you look at it. But I have Bliss taking this one.
All right, fair enough. And again, Shayna Baszler. This almost kind of feels like Randy Orton Undertaker mind games back on SmackDown when Randy Orton like looked in the mirror and he wasn't there, and all of a sudden he turns around, his father bleeding profusely. It's like they're trying to take Shayna Baszler in a different direction. So is this a one-off to take Shayna in a different, more vulnerable looking state, or maybe a more dangerous state, like changing her aspect of #reality? Or are we finally trying to bring Bliss more into the main focus of maybe the Raw Women's Championship and maybe claiming that for herself, like her new toy, like she wants to play? Again, I'm confused. Mark, your thoughts on this? Who do you think should go over?
See, Shayna Baszler is a sore spot for me because I know her potential. I mean, I witnessed her dominate that Elimination Chamber live, and I just can't get that thought of now she's almost like her. How can I put it? Her expectations are on like a jobber tier. Like she's getting rolled up 1, 2, 3, like almost every other week. Like where's the dominating Shayna Baszler that we all love? But this is the thing. I don't think it's going to be 2-on-1 because if I heard it correctly, I think Lily might be in timeout right now, according to the storyline. Because I think, listen, I know so. I'm just, and I
you're
think
right.
Lily,
you're right.
And I
but
think
that
Lily
doesn't mean anything.
I think they're on their way of writing Lily out because I don't think they're going to bring that back in front of fans. I don't think that they're going to go for that, to be honest with you. So I think, but this is the thing. Alexa Bliss is a 5-time former champion. People forget that. I think she can beat Baszler regardless, but I would like to see a little bit more oomph behind Baszler, man. Give her some credible wins, but I don't think it starts here. I think Alexa wins regardless.
Jeez. Well, you definitely put me in a tight spot as I'm still thinking. I'm fickle. But again, the things to think about. You're right. This whole doll thing. Would they bring this back with actual fans knowing they are going back on tour starting in July? Again, this is the last pay-per-view of the pandemic era. Thank freaking Christ. That being said, I think about what could be going forward with the next pay-per-view being Money in the Bank. And we have to wonder who could be that potential winner for both the men and the women across the entire WWE main roster, according to Vince's eyes, NXT number 1, that could hold Money in the Bank. And while I do have a couple of ideas, we'll save that down the line, I would not mind seeing Shayna Baszler have that briefcase and literally be braving down the Raw Women's Championship neck. So with that aspiration in mind, and thinking about how far this mind game can go, and where the heck is Bray Wyatt, and will he ever like implore some sort of redemption for what happened to him and The Fiend at WrestleMania, I'm actually going to say that Shayna pulls this out. Maybe at one point Bliss like laughs hysterically as Shayna like grabs her arm and literally tries to pop it by stomping on it instead of like screaming in pain like Dakota Kai did. Bliss just goes maniacally insane in laughter, and Shayna's like, what the hell? And then she morphs because we're in the Thunderdome from her, happy-go-lucky, I'm in the Bliss playground, to the dark, emo, dangerous, cannot feel pain, Alexa Bliss. And then somehow that caused the Fiend or Bray to come back into play. Distraction, boom, Shayna gets the win. So I've been telling me right now, Shayna needs this because they're just not using her the right way, and I feel you want to build her strong ahead of the live show because I'm sure people want to see that Shayna Baszler. I know one friend in particular that has mixed feelings about this, kind of behind the story idea because it takes Shayna a different direction, but she does want to see her Queen of Spades, that dominant force that can't be stopped. So I'm hopeful that Shayna somehow is the one going over on top here. And honestly, who knows? This might end in a no contest because like you said, that doll may be in timeout. Doesn't mean it won't show up. Lights go out, boom, there it is on the turnbuckle, and Shayna's like, Again, we have no idea what to expect from this, and I don't expect this to be a normal wrestling match. So I'm hoping Shayna pulls it out. That's all I got to say about that.
I will say one thing real quick. You mentioned Bray Wyatt. I read today, I think it was on Twitter or something, that they're expecting Bray Wyatt to come back on the August 9th episode of Raw. That's when he wants to make that's when they're planning on making his return. So he's sitting out practically the whole summer, but I did read today that that is the date of his comeback, is August 9th.
All right, that's ahead of SummerSlam, where they want to try and build it as the WrestleMania. So there might be something to think about there. And considering I went to the SummerSlam where Bray debuted The Fiend, it'd be very interesting to see how it would turn around 2 years later. But again, have to wait and see. So food for thought. But again, 2-1, I am Baszler. So good luck, Queen. Real talk. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the last women's match here because, again, this whole card just feels weird because you just got a bunch of crazy on it right now. And nothing's crazier right now in WWE than Bayley's laugh and new demeanor. because Bayley once again goes after the SmackDown Women's Championship against Bianca Belair. Yep, it's round 2. Okay, so what can we expect from this? We know it's not Hell in the Cell, and right now, the only thing Bayley has going for her is a maniacal laugh. I don't think she's really gotten the best of the champ. I don't think she's necessarily broke her mentally, which I feel has been more of the focal point here, and why Bayley is the former longest reigning SmackDown Women's Champion ever. She's kind of been on a whole different way ever since dropping the title to the one we hope to return soon, Sasha Banks. And I'm going to tell you right now, that's one of my potential picks for Money in the Bank, just saying. That being said, again, I think about this juggernaut era of new women champions. I don't see us turning back the clock. I think Bianca Belair has to retain here, but something tells me Bayley's going to be out for more than just trying to get the title. She might be out maybe for, I don't know, Bianca's braid. I could see that maybe coming into play here too, because people love to try and use that against her. And I honestly wonder at one point, will they try to do like a hair versus hair match with that braid on the line? That'd be crazy, but I wouldn't rule it out. This is WWE. But regardless, I got the EST retaining, because sad to say, SmackDown has no real women's division right now. They barely have anything. This is the only thing they have to go off of. So Bianca needs fresh competition. So keep her the title and give us something big to expect out of Money in the Bank or a proposed draft. I'll take either or. I got Bianca retaining. Mark, what about you?
I'm in the same boat with you, and it sucks because Bayley's my favorite out of the horsewomen, and I'm in the frame of mind like it had to be you. It just like I wish it didn't have to be her, but it has to be her. But Bianca's going over here. There's no way Bayley gets it here. I don't think there's no way. I don't see it making any type of sense for anything. You got SummerSlam coming up. Like, what would they do? Would they have Bayley versus Carmella? Like, they're not going to do that, man. I think the belt's going to stay on Belair, I think. So.
All right. Jeff, anything further to add? What are your expectations for the SmackDown Women's Championship after this? Because, again, Money in the Bank, around the corner.
Well, first off, ding dong ditch. Bayley ain't going to get the title because the title's not going to be there. So, open the door. Hello? Oh, nothing. I got Belair retaining on this one, too. We will see the hair come in play tonight on Sunday. I guarantee you it. So maybe another whip to match the one that Sasha got. But we'll see. But I don't think it's time for Bayley to get the title back. Let Bianca have this run. She's done phenomenal up to this point, and see where this goes.
Yeah, and hopefully we build some new competition. Because again, at this point, the only two they're trying to bring some sort of focus to is Liv Morgan and Carmella.
Yeah.
With all due respect to Liv Morgan, you have not built her enough to make me believe she could be a worthy challenger to the SmackDown Women's Championship. Now, whether or not you put her in Money in the Bank and try to make her shine, because it seems like they're trying to maybe show some potential with her, I don't know. Out of curiosity, this is an interesting thought. Out of curiosity, do you think Cesaro and Seth Rollins will take place on Sunday? Also, over at Noah, your reaction to the upcoming match between Kanoa and the Great Muta. Well, that's pretty insane to say the least. But again, Great Muta, you don't define a wrestler by age. If it's anything to be expected, I feel we're in for a classic because, again, Japanese pro wrestling always delivers. For those that don't watch Stardom, go watch that Utami and Syria match. My God, that is women's pro wrestling. But to answer the first point, Seth, Cesaro, it seems like the never-ending story. But I could see them maybe putting that in as filler on this pay-per-view because, again, only 4 official matches. But do I want to see that again? I don't know. How many times do you replay the match each time, though, to make it feel bigger, okay? It's not like this feels any bigger than the last bout. The biggest difference is, well, more people got to see more of Seth Rollins than show at Las Vegas for men and women. So, Jeff, your thoughts on that? Seth Rollins, Cesaro, too? You think they should do that this Sunday, and will they?
I would like to see it, but something tells me they're going to save that for the live crowd. If anything, it'll happen next month. So I think because this is a match I really want to see. We've seen it before, and it's never let us down. And I don't think this next go about will let us down either. So I think personally that this match will be held off until Money in the Bank.
Okay. Well, I mean, Mark, to be fair to that point, if they do face off again, this will be their second one-on-one bout. do you see them maybe doing 50-50 booking with this, or maybe turning this into something bigger, like a series or something? And would you like to see this match again?
You were breaking up. What was the match again? I'm sorry.
Oh, you're all good. Cesaro, Seth Rollins, do you want to see this match again as soon as Sunday? Should they build out a little longer? Would you like it to be 50-50 booking? What's your aspirations?
I see. Again, I think they need to kind of put an end to it. I think they should do the. It depends on what they want to do with Cesaro going forward. I think Seth will be good regardless, win or lose. If they got plans for Cesaro, I think Cesaro wins. But if it doesn't matter either way, keep it 50-50. Let Seth get his win back, and then they'll go on their separate ways. But I think that's about it. I think they need to go on to their separate programs after this.
I just wonder at this point, what do you do with Cesaro and Seth when you got the under the table holding the top prize? And I don't see any of these men going after the Intercontinental Championship, which also, as of right now, isn't booked for this show. But before we talk about what could be booked and what we thought was going to be booked beginning tonight, there is one other match here. And Jeff, feel free to do your head thing again. Control-C, Control-V. Aha! Who's ready for Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre? Number 3 for the WWE Championship, but this time contested inside Hell in a Cell. We were all wondering if Drew McIntyre was going to get that feel-good moment in the opener of WrestleMania, and some think without MVP that might have happened. Others believe Bobby Lashley was rightful to win this title. They're waiting for him to have it for 16 years because maybe believe Bobby Lashley deserves to be champion. There are other aspects where people think we finally should get Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar, maybe at SummerSlam. And they said they're going to try and pull out all sorts of surprises. That being said, Drew McIntyre has been the ultimate babyface of this pandemic era, but the pandemic era is about to end. I feel like at this point, Drew McIntyre needs to turn over a new leaf or a new attitude. He's done everything he could with this title. He's done everything he could leading Monday Night Raw. And again, Raw, same situation, had nobody else to put in this spot. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but in my opinion, why would you take the title off Bobby Lashley, especially during the pandemic era when you're about to go back on tour in such a filler, monotonous pay-per-view like Hell in a Cell? The biggest thing I could expect is both men climb to the top and fall off for the announce tables. You got to have that one spot where people fall off the cell. It's inevitable. That being said, the Almighty, in my opinion, let the man retain. Let him have a long reign. Give him the one challenger he has been craving for his entire career, and then do what you want with the title. But in my opinion, Lashley needs to retain. McIntyre, turn heel. Simple as that. Jeff, your thoughts on this match?
Well, there's one thing we're going to see, and we're going to see Bobby Lashley's favorite pose with the title raised above his head. As much as I want Drew McIntyre to win this, he would have to win it on the first live event back. That's the way I feel. Like, if this was to be planned out for next month, I could see him winning it. But because it's not a live event, there's not a live crowd, I don't see him winning this. As much as it pains me to say that, because I love McIntyre. But I think this will be the culmination of this feud that's gone on, 5-6 months, if not longer. I think this is Lashley's time to overcome all this and put everything in back of him. So Lashley to retain.
Well, there you have it. And, I mean, the biggest thing we've seen lately from Lashley since having the title successfully won back at Backlash, I might add. I mean, he's been partying with sisters, other women of the night. I don't know what's going on here. So it almost makes me wonder, does WWE really care about this match as much, too? Mark, your thoughts on this? It's Drew Lashley 3. I don't see anything different coming out of this. I'm sure they're going to bring us a great match. Maybe one will go for the cell, too. But who do you got?
Man, call it strategic, call me crazy, but I had this theory pumped in my head for a year and a half that they want Drew to win the title in front of fans, and my predictions they've been swayed by that theory so many times, and honestly, personally, I don't think that's even a factor anymore. Whether he does, I think he'll have time to win it again in front of fans. He'll get that moment regardless. But I heard that Brock had no plans on coming to SummerSlam as as far as I know, and Meltzer or whatever, that's just in the junk news. So if Brock's not going to be at SummerSlam, so if we're not going to get the Brock versus Lashley yet, why not let Drew win? I just don't. And like I said, I like Noah. You almost let me change my mind. I almost changed my mind just on hearing you talk. I was like, maybe it is Bobby. Maybe it's Bobby's time, and Drew would be good heel. Maybe he should lose here and turn heel. Everything is saying pick Bobby. That's why I'm going with Drew right there. I'm going with Drew to retain it, and I never retain. I'm going with Drew to win the championship, and I think I might be crazy for doing this, guys, but I'm going for it, man. Drew wins, man.
Wow, that is the boldest prediction I've heard in a long time. But again, with money in the bank, who knows? Lashley, he could go in there and win it back, and we might revisit this at SummerSlam.
Right.
And this is the thing. When I said it just now, I don't even feel right saying that and letting you move on without fucking excuse my language, except for explaining myself. But I just don't think Bobby's gonna win here, man. And I know you guys think I'm crazy for doing this, but we'll look back on this in a few days and we'll see how wrong I am. So
I mean, we'll the only circumstance I could see Lashley losing this title is if he goes to SmackDown and literally we build Roman versus Lashley because they couldn't do Roman versus Cena. That's the only way I could see Lashley losing this title. Period.
Okay.
That's just my opinion. But speaking of the head of the table, well, guys, we thought we had our Hell in a Cell main event. I guess we still do, but not on pay-per-view. Tonight on SmackDown, it is official. We will have Roman Reigns defend the Universal Championship against Rey Mysterio inside Hell in a Cell. So first off, okay, weird, but I guess he wants to take Father's Day off, and shout out to all the fathers out there, and God bless my dad, because I guess Sunday's Father's Day, and he wants to be on with his family. At least that's what I last read, but this is beyond weird, and a battle that's been about family versus family, and really a storyline that's been all about family at the heart, more so Roman's family, his bloodline, the Usos. And I feel like the biggest player in this entire story is not Dominic, not Ray. It's not even Jimmy. It's Jay. And I thought they were going to do something here with Jay in all of this. And maybe that's still to be told. But again, since Jay left and Jimmy, I guess, left too, who knows what the state of the Usos at this point or the right-hand man. But again, the one thing that keeps SmackDown going forward, it is Roman. While it is still a very repetitive show week by week at times, with no women's division and the same matches run back and back and back, it is Roman and his delivery and the promo and the story he's telling about how important not this title is, but our family, our name, what we represent, that keeps me invested in SmackDown. And there's no doubt this is not going to be just your simple wrestling match, okay? Because last time, what happened with Roman inside Hell in the Cell? He literally destroyed theatrically the Usos, and we saw what became of Jay. That being said, will Dominic get involved here? And after that wild angle last week, I definitely see that happening. Surprised Ray did not go for a lead pipe. He went for a candlestick this time. Might have been more effective. But this should be a very interesting match. But again, do I look at Roman Reigns' match lately for the result? No. I look at them for the story. Because you're going to hear the man narrate this match himself. And this is going to be a match where people are like, stop, he's already dead. Don't destroy Ray. He has a family too. And you wonder if anyone's going to try and come out and stop him. You wonder if the Usos get involved. Again, Rey Mysterio, the ultimate underdog. I think it's fair to say on a scale of 1 to 1,000,000, Roman Reigns is going to retain. But let's go ahead and analyze how this story maybe plays out. Because I feel that's more the reason why we're watching this match. Not the result, but what's to come. With that being said, Mark, you have a very optimistic mind after that last prediction, so I'm looking very forward to what you guys say about this. Now, I think you would be beyond crazy if you said Roman loses the title here. I don't expect you to say that, otherwise I walk out of this room. But give me your thoughts tonight on tonight's Hell in a Cell Universal Championship match. What do you expect?
I was actually talking to one of you guys. I can't remember which one I was talking to. I think it was Jeff. I think there's going to be some type of shenanigans. I don't even know if we're going to get a match tonight, to be honest with you. I don't know if it's going to be that maybe Jay and Dom run out into the parking lot, or there's something's going to happen where it doesn't happen. I don't know why they did this, though, but if it does follow through, Roman definitely wins. I don't see any scenario where Ray wins at all, but I do think that Dom is going to play a factor in some way, shape, or form. I don't think he's going to cost his father the title. I don't think he's going to heal or anything like that. That's a possibility and a rumor, but I see that maybe Dom tries to interfere. I think that might bring Jay and Jimmy closer together. Maybe I don't know. Maybe but either way, when it's all said and done, Roman's going to win though. So.
Well, again, we've been waiting to see if the Usos are truly on the same page, according to what Roman believes the family should be. And again, at the end of the day, right now, it's about what is best in the eyes of Roman Reigns, not just for him in his opinion, but his family. Case in point. Yeah, Jeff, I still can't believe this will actually happen tonight. I'm like, okay, this is a Paul Heyman rub, right? We're going to get Hustle. This is going to happen this Sunday. The match isn't going to happen. I just can't imagine them doing this because this is a start, to say the least, on a number of scales. But, Jeff, your thoughts on this? What do you expect?
Well, first of all, this is the first Hell in a Cell match on SmackDown in SmackDown history. Okay? Yep. First of all. Second of all, this is the first Hell in a Cell on either Raw or SmackDown since August 24th, 1998. Okay? So it's been that long. And that was Mankind versus Kane, which went to a no contest.
Yep.
So it's been, 24 years since, 23 years since we've seen a Hell in a Cell match not on pay-per-view. I personally am excited to see this. I know the outcome as well as like a lot of other people know what the outcome is going to be. It's going to be Roman Reigns. It's going to be obvious, but here's the twist. Something's going to happen to Ray. Dominic will come into play and possibly see Dominic versus Roman Reigns on Sunday.
Oh my gosh, that kid's gonna die. Well, I mean, to be fair, he did face Seth Rollins in his in-ring debut at SummerSlam in a losing effort, literally as Ray was handcuffed, watching his son get curb stomped into the mat. But the way I see Dominic, the only way I can see Dominic getting involved here is if he throws in the towel for the sake of his father's mercy, because he knows that Roman will stop to no end to prove a point about you need to acknowledge me. So, again,
but knowing what happened to Dominic, the last time we saw him, he went flying over the top rope with powerbomb to the floor.
That was an awesome camera angle.
Yes, it was. But so revenge is on his mind, as well as also Rey Mysterio because of injuring his son. So obviously revenge on both parts. Hey, anything's possible in the WWE as long as Vinnie Mac stays out of it.
Well, again, it's Vince's company. It's an alliance for one at the end of the day, no matter what. Our aspirations versus his vision will never coincide unless you truly are Kevin Dunn.
Right.
And that's a seizure-inducing thing right there. The camera angles, the heck's wrong with you? Anyway, so yeah, literally, so we now know what to expect maybe on SmackDown as far as this match goes. The story right now is the biggest unknown. Will the Usos come back together? Will Dominic face Roman next? Will Rey Mysterio be bludgeoned to the point that Dominic has to throw in the towel, pleading Roman for mercy? Will Jimmy and Jay come into this and maybe impromptu go after the tag champs? Because again, Dominic and Mysterio, they're the current SmackDown tag team champions. And we definitely still are waiting for a receipt from the Usos versus the Mysterios for those titles. Because the Usos as tag champs is just inevitable. That's just got to be waiting to happen. The only other thing that could book at this point I could see on SmackDown besides maybe Cesaro versus Seth is the Intercontinental Championship. But again, you're going to run it back with Kevin Owens and Apollo Crews, or are you going to do like a weird impromptu grudge match with Kevin Owens and this Ayyyyy, Nigerian general guy? I don't know his name. So with that being said,
Commander Aziz.
Yes, Commander Aziz.
Aziz. What? Where?
Bless you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
With that being said, let's go ahead and try and maybe wonder what else could they throw in at this Sunday's pay-per-view, or what could be maybe booked last minute, WWE way, tonight on SmackDown. Mark, what are your aspirations for SmackDown? When it comes to SmackDown lately, and it comes to the big marquee matches, they do let them go the distance. Multiple commercial breaks, good portion of the show, but sometimes it's like the only real match, if anything. But they got to do something else, I imagine, tonight ahead of this Sunday. So what else do you maybe want to see tonight for SmackDown? Or what else do you expect maybe be booked for this Sunday? Intercontinental Championship, maybe?
I was actually thinking about what if they put the Ray and Roman match on first, right? And that allowed them to book a main event for Sunday, whether it be Dom versus Rome, whatever it is, go ahead and keep this for right off, as soon as the show starts, get the show trending, you know what I mean? Have your Hell in a Cell match. And then, like I said, you can formulate, Sunday's match in the show before the show ends. But also maybe a few matches they might throw on the kickoff show is you might see maybe Corbin versus Shinsuke, maybe. You might see, Dana and Mandy versus Natalia and not Jax, but Tamina.
Botch.
So that's pretty much it. Like you said, maybe Seth and Cesaro, and that's pretty much all I can think of right now.
I almost forgot about the women's tag team titles again for reasons, but Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, they seem to look like a tag team, and so far Natalia and Tamina, they seem to be taking this very seriously. I have yet to see them show up in NXT, but I digress. So, good thoughts. Jeff, anything to add to that?
I think personally, with the fact that the Viking Raiders won the tag team battle royal for the #1 contenders to the tag team titles on Raw, I think maybe Viking Raiders versus AJ and Omos should be added to the pay-per-view.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if they do put the titles back on the Viking Raiders, because right now AJ Styles, he's kind of literally done everything at this point. He's just coasting. But other things I could figure out, they're trying to push this Riker as a face, right? Whatever they do, Riker versus Elias again. Yep. They might do something with the United States Championship, maybe just a statement after Sheamus got his nose busted in. We have to wonder what the United States Championship goes from here. And I feel like, more honestly, you might be on point, though, with the SmackDown, with the freaking women tag team championships. I could definitely see that being added just last minute. We did see that small backstage vignette. Let's see what she's got to say here. Shout out to my friend Sandy. Have a feeling they're booking Ray Roman tonight to counter the MMA fight that takes place in AEW later on. Well, there is that weird Friday night battle, it seems, between these two great shows and the endurance of us crazy wrestling fans, i.e. me, where we literally watch 4 straight hours of wrestling. And I'm gonna keep it strictly WWE here, but I am excited for AEW, and I think I speak on behalf of my colleagues. They are too. That being said, folks, that's literally it for Hell in a Cell at this point. So again, what the hell can we expect tonight and this Sunday? Will there be some major surprise coming out of this weekend ahead of the fact this is the last movie of the pandemic era, RIP, before they go back on tour of live shows with new sets and hopefully a brand new, reinvigorated roster outlook, especially for Raw. Make Raw great again. But what are your thoughts, opinions, predictions, expectations for tonight and Sunday, folks? Let us know on Twitter in the comments down below. And again, NoDQGalaxy Predictions League Forum will be up shortly. The hell of it. The NoDQGalaxy Forum, I gotta see what the hell happens at SmackDown tonight. The NoDQGalaxy Predictions Forum, once I know the official card, will be after SmackDown tonight. Because again, Mark might be onto something. Will they postpone this till it's actually Sunday? We'll have to wait and see. With that being said, gentlemen, extreme pleasure. Let's go around, promote stuff where people can connect with us on all things wrestling and just as a common, simple personality. Mark, always a pleasure, my friend. I love doing these when I can with you because you and I literally watch everything. I know we haven't done AEW or NWW in a while, or NWA for that matter. We got to definitely try and do one of those maybe soon, maybe like a super show or a simple chat. But where can people connect with you and find you?
You can find me on all the team pages. You know, the Team WWE, Team AEW, Team NWA, Team Wrestling. Of course, on Twitter, it's my name. It's Mark Lee Griffith, but instead of the H on Griffith, you put a 2. So it's Mark Lee Griffith with a 2. But outside of that, man, I'm on SmackDown should be great tonight. And keep in mind, if they kick off the SmackDown with Roman and Ray, remember I told you guys that.
Hey, I'm not going to forget, Mark. Next Universal Champion. See you later.
Right.
There you go, Mark. You got a #1 fan. Thank you, Sandy. Always. He's got the belt. He's got the belt. I can't wait to see what these AEW belts cost, though, because that is definitely on my list. But I digress. Jeff, always a pleasure, man. I know my stable is definitely going to be hard at work this Sunday at WWE Hell in a Cell. Good luck to everybody, of course, in the Meltdown community. I'm just simply here for fun and competition, pure and friendly. Trust me. With that being said, Jeff, where can people connect and find you?
Well, you can connect on Facebook. You find us at Meltdown, so it would be Meltdown316 if you do the @ sign to try to find it. Otherwise, just type in Meltdown. We have the Community League going on right now, going into event number 3, as Noah was talking about his stables taking on, I forgot who you're taking on. Who are you taking on? Hold on, I got it right here. You're taking on Holiday Pay, so you're taking on Christopher Mace's stable. So,
Lord.
yeah, last week for you guys took on Sean's stable, so that's like main event worthy right there. That was well worth it.
I got Sean this week.
Yeah, you got Sean this week, right? But yeah, you can
Sean, Mark, and Chris Mace are legitimately the 3 pillars of my toughest competition, and it's an honor to face them, and it's also a great victory to beat them when I can.
Of course, you got to gloat, right?
I mean, look, I'm not all ego. That's Ethan Page's job. I try and remain humble, but hey, if you win, why not boast?
That's right. But yeah, we have a thing coming up in a couple weeks. Like trying to get a couple more people for backup, just in case there's contestants that can't come into it last minute. But I want to do a wrestling trivia gauntlet. So we've got 6 confirmed, 2 possible. So we're looking for 8 people total. That'll be starting up in a couple weeks. If anyone's out there that's interested, we cover all brands. It's not just one or the other. But definitely get in touch with me, and we'll see if we can have you as a contestant.
A shout out to the longest reigning Wrestling Tournament Challenge champion, Greg Cherry. He might be interested in that, but I don't know how much he knows about everything. But again, Greg, if you're watching this, I'm going to be chatting with you. There's an opportunity. I say pursue it. Show us your craft, my friend.
Right.
Just saying. And shout out to my friend Paul Mead, too, who definitely is if nothing else, a WCW buff. If you put me and my church friend Paul together, we know everything, period. He's got TNA, WCW. I got NJPW, NXT, and AEW. There you go.
There we go. Yep.
All right. Well, always a pleasure, gentlemen. And people, you know how to find me. Know this. If you don't, I'm just a simple man and a lifelong fan. Yep, simple as that. Lifelong fan of wrestling. Can you tell? So follow me on Twitter, AnFoster1916. Want some positive previewing your day? It's AnFoster1916 on Instagram. But again, Twitter is mostly my home where I talk about all things wrestling and bring my own commentary tastes to it too, in a polite, analytical way. And you also, of course, will find constant updates from NoDQ.com and NoDQGalaxy and the Prediction League forums, pay-per-views, and graphs galore too. So find me on Twitter. And again, folks, we just here, simple fans, enjoying wrestling, talking about wrestling, having fun with it. There's the good times, the bad times, the sad times, the worst times, the crazy times, the questionable times. You fill in the blank. There's a blank list longer than the list of Jericho. Just saying. I don't think it's longer than Dean Malenko's holds, but anyway. 1,000 holds. And shout out to Serena Deeb, the woman of 1,000 holds. But anyway, you all get the picture. As always, I'd like to conclude, there are no winners, there are no losers, there are no bears. They're just fans with opinions for this passion we all share. At the end of the day, folks, support one another and respect each other. And just enjoy life and enjoy wrestling. Simple as that. With that being said, thank you so much to those that tune in, either live or on demand. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, tell a friend. Hit the bell notes if video goes live on this channel. Hit the subscribe button, help me keep growing this channel. Shout out to all 205 years women in this fun YouTuber creator's journey. It's not living anytime soon. I do it when I can, and I definitely can't wait to bring you more live fun and coverage too when I head to Slammiversary next month in Nashville, Tennessee. I'll see you Impact Wrestling fans there, and also at an Impact Wrestling taping. For Mark the Griffith Reviews and for Jeff Chadwick, I am the Superman of NoDQ. My name is Noah Foster. I appreciate all of you. Take care and enjoy life. Tomorrow's never guaranteed. Touch your families and enjoy wrestling. And hey, whether hell or high water, make the best of the worst situation, no matter what. Take care, folks, and have a good day.